As click and you shall receive. But when it comes to online shopping, there are vulnerabilities at hand. In fact, criminals are getting even craftier when it comes to getting a hand on your cash. Joining us now, we have Jake Van Buschbach from Umbrella IT Services. Jake, what are the most common ways that thieves are getting a hold of our money?
Well, 91% of cyber attacks on small businesses nowadays are coming through something called social engineering tactics, which is where you hack people instead of computers. So one of the biggest ways people can usually protect themselves is just by not oversharing online. So as long as you're keeping yourself mindful as you're working on these things, usually ends up being fine.
So what are some pro tips to keeping ourselves safe online? I mean, oversharing is one of them. No one needs your SIN number, but what are some other methods that we can use or be cognizant? Because it's kind of easy to just fill out a form on the internet and not realize where it's going.
Yeah, absolutely. So some tips that we usually recommend to people are you want to make sure that you're using a VPN, which is a virtual private network. You want to use one that does not keep logs. You want to make sure your computer is protected with anti-malware software. You want to make sure that you're using a password manager or a two-factor authentication application, which means that when you sign into any account, you're going to be using a secondary application to generate a second password for you. As long as you use those steps along with something called the Brave browser, which is a privacy-focused browser that stops trackers, stops blockers, blocks pop-up ads, and really is focused on keeping you safe, secure, and anonymous online. Most people end up being fine as long as you use those 4 tips.
And for the VPN, because I'm not as familiar, how would I incorporate that into my online behavior?
Yeah, so VPN is essentially something that's going to take your traffic, no matter what network you're sending it over, and it's going to put it inside of a little tunnel so that people can't see inside of the tunnel.
Gotcha.
So what you're doing is you're encrypting your traffic so that it's not possible for hackers, your ISP, and many other parties to inspect your data, see what you're doing online, and then use it to sell you things.
Well, that's exactly it. Sell you things, or even identity theft,
Yes.
I know is something that we're really concerned of. And on that topic, SIM swapping, what is it and what are the dangers?
So SIM swapping, again, is something that utilizes social engineering. So somebody will call into your telecom and they'll say, hey, I am this person. I need you to change my phone number over to my new SIM card. And when they do that, they're going to be able to go to your Facebook, to your bank account, to your credit card information, to your Amazon account, and they're going to use that cell phone number to reset your password, gain access to your account, and basically hack your account. So if you want to protect yourself from that, what you can do is download an app like the Google Authenticator app or the Microsoft Authenticator app or Authy and use one of those tools to generate an application-based password instead of a text message-based password.
Now, is there a way for us to kind of understand how vulnerable we are at present? Like ways to identify behaviors that we're doing that are keeping us open to these types of threats?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a number of tips online at umbrellaitservices.ca/CTV that people can use to just kind of make a checklist of what you're doing online, but I think that using the Brave browser, that privacy-based browser, will really show people. A very good friend of mine and a client of ours has been using it since June, and she's noticed 30,000 different trackers have been blocked since June just by using this browser. So it's a free browser. It works just like Google Chrome. We do have instructions on how to migrate to this browser, and it also actually generates cryptocurrency for you as you use it online. So instead of these companies taking your data and selling it, you actually generate revenue off of your own ad revenue if you'd like.
Oh, so there's lots of life hacks that we can use to our advantage. The ultimate goal, of course, trying to keep our anonymity, so that is possible then as we're browsing the internet?
Absolutely. Again, if you're using a proper password manager, proper VPN, and a tool like the Brave browser or the Tor browser, you can still stay secure, private, and anonymous online.
And of course, that's something that Umbrella IT Services helps people as well, and businesses on top of that.
Absolutely. So we focus on helping organizations across the Greater Vancouver area with proactive IT management, consulting, and support services. We start all of our different client interactions with complimentary assessments and audits. And what we usually end up doing is going in there, finding out how the business operates on a personal and a operational level. And once we have a firm understanding of how the business operates, we're able to generate a proactive IT solution for the business that's going to solve any existing problems, plan ahead for any future challenges, and ensure that they're leveraging technology to meet their goals.
Well, thanks so much, Jake. And planning ahead is exactly what we can do now with your tips as we're getting all our Cyber Monday online shopping done.
Absolutely.